In the heart of London, Ontario, stands a figure who has become synonymous with Canadian university football excellence. A man who has won as a player and a coach. An icon known around Western University's campus simply as G. Marsh.
The success in any type of skill, it's about putting time in. I don't know if you've read Malcolm Gladwell's book about the number of hours that you need to put in the 10,000 hour rule, but I put in that and then some.
Since taking the helm in 2007, Marshall's coaching style has profoundly impacted the landscape of Canadian football. He has at least 6 former players and assistants now leading their own programs. One of them is Michael Faulds.
When I was a player, I prided myself in being the first player to the gym and to work out every morning. The only car that beat me there was Coach Marshall's car. And then long after practice and after meetings and after our team dinner together, what's the last car in the parking lot? Again, Coach Marshall's car. Whether it's Coach Bertoya, Coach Cercelli, the numerous coaches that have been under his coaching tree, you see they all kind of embody similar characteristics, that mentorship, that leadership, that work ethic that Coach Marshall has.
When you're looking at someone who's standing on such a high pedestal, right, you're looking up to him all the time, and everything he says, you really, you want to write that down, man, because, everything that comes out of that guy's mouth, it's going to be worth something.
Okay, all right, we've got to recognize coverage there, Jerome, right? 0, we got to get the ball out. There's going to be one unblocked.
Faulds describes Marshall's coaching style as a balance between tough love and compassion, part of a philosophy that is now the blueprint for winning cultures throughout youth sports.
So I think that's something that Coach Marshall has passed on to all of us that are now have a career in coaching, is that balance, that you can't just be a yeller and a screamer 100% of the time. You have to show that they care, so that when you are yelling and screaming, they know it's coming from a place of compassion and you're just an ultra competitor.
And I don't want to say he's one of the boys, but deep down he is one of the boys.
What time you didn't say Rich? When did he see lifted? I mean, leadership, drives the culture of a team. The culture drives the behavior of the players on the team, and those behaviors drive results.
With Faulds at quarterback and Marshall calling the shots, Western won the 2007 and 2008 Yates Cups and returned in 2009. Faulds re-aggravated a knee injury in the game, but with Marshall's support, he limped back onto the field for the final play of his career.
Will get to determine his fate. He can't even drop. He's gonna get rid of it though. Throw it, and it is incomplete.
At the team banquet following the season, Marshall made a speech that he and Faulds still remember to this day.
And he just basically said, here at Western, we don't retire numbers, but as long as I'm the head coach here.
No one will ever wear number 3.
Faulds transitioned to coaching, becoming Laurier's head coach in 2013. 3 years later, fate led him to coaching against his former mentor for the rights to the oldest football trophy on the continent.
Breaks the tackle and puts a nail into the coffin of the Golden Hawks.
Trailing by 21 points late in the game, Faulds' Golden Hawks orchestrated one of the most significant comebacks in Canadian university sports history.
Touchdown! Final play of the Yates Cup. Ball is out, down, kicked, and good! The Laurier Golden Hawks come from behind in dramatic fashion.
I'm super excited to win my first Yates Cup as a coach, and for our players, like I mentioned, they had never even been to a Yates Cup to win it. But at the same time, I'm compassionate about the loss that they just had. So I'm trying to find him to at least give him a hug and shake his hand.
For a brief moment, I felt good. Yeah, it's this is my guy. This is my, like a son to me.
The following season, Western and Laurier faced off in a Yates Cup rematch, but this time, Marshall's Mustangs got redemption. 2 weeks later, Western dethroned Laval University as national champions. For the first time in 23 years, the Vanier Cup's reflection was purple and white. Reflecting on his career, Marshall doesn't just remember the X's and O's. He's reminded of the community that built his legacy.
I look back, and as you get older, you start to realize it's not just the games, that are your most special memories. It's the people.
Marshall's impact extends beyond Western. During the final game of the 2023 regular season, he arranged field access for the grandfather of Laurier's quarterback who lives in London and couldn't travel to Waterloo for health reasons.
It was a super meaningful game, which ended up deciding who was going to host the Yates Cup this past year. But at the end of the day, he was doing something for the rival team's quarterback because he cares about people.
After coaching in each of the last 4 decades and leaving a new generation of coaches in his wake, Marshall isn't quite ready to hand over the playbook.
At this point, I think I'll take it a year at a time. I'm going to coach next year. I'm not saying I'm going to coach, for 2 more years. I'm going to coach, this upcoming season. And then after that, I'll reevaluate it and, kind of take it a year at a time.
Guys, I love you guys. This is amazing.
To have his job like I have, where I don't even think of it as a job, pretty special that I could have a career that it was like, not having to go to work every day, get to go and do what I love.